right? This is I ain't got it pasta. Okay, this all we got in the house pasta. Okay, I got a pack of noodles, some seasonings, and a little bit of olive oil pasta. This is I don't get paid till next week pasta. But I need to eat tonight pasta. This is food pasta. This is as long as I owe you, you'll never go broke pasta because I ain't got it to give. This is, I'll put five on it pasta. Okay. Welcome back to Passport Kitchen. I'm Brianna, but you can call me Bree, and we are officially in episode number 5 of this incredible series. So, in case you're new here, I'm saving towards my ultimate goal over the next several years to become a full-time slow traveler. And in each episode, I give you financial updates about my progress towards that goal, and we cook a dish from a different country while exploring if I could visit there, live there, or neither. For the first 4 episodes, we went to Philippines while making chicken adobo. Episode 2, we made arepas while exploring Colombian culture. Episode 3, we hopped on over to Brazil and made moqueca while exploring Afro-Brazilian culture. And for episode number 4, we hopped onto the African continent to explore East Africa, Kenya specifically, while making palau. For this episode, we're switching continents again. We're going to hop on over to Europe, and specifically, we're going to Italy. Italy is somewhere that I have wanted to visit for a while. When I see the pictures, I'm just like, I need to be there. But specifically, we're going to the dirty South. Yeah. So we're avoiding Rome and Venice and all of the other expensive areas and really focusing in on the southern part of Italy, Sicily, Calabria, Puglia. And that's where I'll be really exploring about if I could visit there, live there, or neither. For this episode, we're going to be making Aglio de Olio. Again, I hope I'm saying that wrong. If I'm not, Italians, please correct me. Specifically, I've also heard it called spaghetti de olio because we're doing it with spaghetti this time. So it seems like a simple recipe. So simple that not even I could mess it up. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So let's jump into the kitchen to make aglio de olio while we discuss more about Italian culture and food and what I love about it. Come on, let's go. So, this is officially my 5th financial update of the year. That feels good to say. Oh, for this 5th paycheck of the year, I saved. Oh, wait a second. Let me backtrack a little bit. For my last paycheck of the year, I saved my last paycheck. I saved $400, right? And it took a lot of intentionality to get to that point, but I was very proud of myself. And so for this paycheck, I was able to save dun, 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 another $400. Yay! So I'm super proud of that. That means that I have officially saved $400 3 times. I feel like I've kind of found my rhythm. I'm not going to say that that's what I'm going to continue saving for each paycheck. I don't know. As life happens, I'll adjust to it. But I feel like I kind of sort of have a rhythm. Again, $400 may be a lot to some or a little to others, but that's what I saved. And I'm super, super proud of myself. That means I've saved about 7% of my overall goal. And it feels really, really good. I would say that $400 would give me about maybe a week in southern Italy. So I saved about a week's worth of exploration time or living time in southern Italy, right? So again, super dope. That officially brings me to my no buy year update. And again, as you know, I'm doing a black owned edition no buy year. And this no buy year, or this particular one for this pay cycle, it I may be a little addicted, right? That's what I'm trying to figure out how to say because it was delicious. It wasn't eating out, right? It wasn't eating out. But again, I said I don't really have any like black owned grocery stores or supermarkets near me, but I do try to prioritize Black-owned food brands when I go grocery shopping. And one of the ones that I came across, because I like to nibble during the day, right? Sometimes I need a little snack, a little snacky snack. And so I came across this granola company, and it's called Natural Vert. Natural Vert. And what it is it's an organic, natural, gluten-free, vegan granola, right? A lot and delicious. And I saw it in the grocery store. I knew that it was Black owned, so I was kind of on the lookout for it. Saw it in the grocery store, got it. Love it even more that it's like homegrown here in Jersey. So really, really love that. And tried it. I got the banana cinnamon flavor. Baby, my God, today. Listen, when I say I went through that bag in 2 days tops, two days tops. Okay. And that was really me fighting the urge not to eat the whole bag in one day, right? But it was delicious. And what I really liked about it is I feel like most granolas that I see store bought have quite a bit of sugar in it. So much so that it feels like you don't realize you're eating it as much sugar in those granolas. And this one was lower in sugar. And I was skeptical about how it would taste, but it tasted incredible. So, Natural Vert, that's the Black owned business that I supported this pay cycle, and I was really proud of that. It was delicious, and they have other flavors, and I'm going to be trying out some more flavors from them. Okay, so Italy, specifically southern Italy. From my research, I feel like that's where it is the most affordable, and so that's what I'll be exploring. And one of the things that I'm excited about this dish is the simplicity, but that's also one of the things that I feel is really special about Italian cuisine is that it's simple ingredients. This recipe is literally only 5 ingredients. So simple ingredients, fresh ingredients. But I think what really stands out about Italian cuisine is the ingredients are simple, few, and so that means the technique needs to be perfection. And that's what I'm excited about today's dish, right? Can I perfect this technique? Am I going to perfect it for the first time making it? Absolutely not. But hopefully I get it good enough that it tastes delicious. And the recipe I'll be using for this episode comes from the Food Network, and I'll link it somewhere in the video. But yeah, again, if you're new here, again, welcome. But I'm going to give you a second to pause the video, lower whatever expectations you have of how great this dish is going to be, and then replay the video. Okay? So let me give you a second, pause. Welcome back. Okay, welcome back. I hope now that you're watching the rest of this video, any expectations of me perfectly executing this dish has been dismissed, eliminated, removed from your mental capacity. Okay, I'm gonna do the best that I can. Okay, um, and I'm even going to adjust and lower my own expectations. Right, simple ingredients, simple recipe, but I got a feeling. I got a feeling I'm going to mess it up somehow, some way, but I'm still going to do my best. Nonetheless, let's get into this episode and let's talk about, could I visit Italy? Let's go. Okay, so we've discussed what it's like to visit there, but the big question is, like I said, could I live there? So we're gonna do this quick because we know pasta does not take long to make. So let's get into it. All right. So let's talk about the cost breakdown, right? Cost of living. From my research and what I'm seeing, it's anywhere from about $400 to $1,000 a month for a one bedroom in a small town. Okay, definitely within my budget, so that checks. Food, I would definitely check out the local markets, of course, and do cooking at home, but also managing like eating out. So that would be around 300 to 600 a month. Again, doable. Transportation, $500 to $100 a month. Utilities looks like anywhere from $100 to $200 a month. Can definitely be high in the wintertime with heating costs, but doable. Internet, $30 to $50 a month, and so for a total month, anywhere from about 1,200 to 2,500 a month. Again, definitely within my budget. And one of the reasons why I'm staying more in the southern part, the more popular areas like Rome, Milan, Venice, that same cost breakdown would be equivalent to 2,500 to 4,000 a month. So definitely much more expensive. Okay, so Sicily is one of the places I check out. Affordable, authentic, beautiful beaches, a lot of history there. Every time I think of Sicily, again, if you know, you know. Every time I think of Sicily, I think of Sophia from The Golden Girls. Okay, when she goes, picture it, Sicily, 1949. So if I make it there long term, Sophia from Golden Girls would definitely be on my mind, and one of the main reasons why I'm interested. um, Puglia. So beautiful. From what I see, it's starting to increase in popularity. So that means it might be more to do, but also means that um, it's probably going to become a bit more expensive. So still affordable right now, but by the time I actually depart, a few years down the road, I definitely have to check again to see. Calabria. I literally just love saying that. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly or not, but it sounds so beautiful. Again, it's it's the least touristy out of all of the regions or cities that I was looking at out of Sicily, Puglia. Calabria is the least touristy and therefore the most affordable. But it's a little rugged, right? It's a little rough, right? So I'd have to figure out, I guess, doing a deeper dive into research and seeing what it's like in person to see if it's somewhere I just explore or if I could set some roots there. In Naples, okay, Naples, gritty, authentic. It's cheaper than Rome, cheaper than Rome, and it's a little bit more urban. So Naples might be someplace that I explore as well. So I think maybe, yeah, those are some of the top cities that I check out. Now they do have a visa, right? But this is a 90-day visa, and this is for all of Europe. So I've definitely had that before. Didn't explore as much as I would be exploring when I go back, but yeah, 90 days to do plenty of exploring. So that would be really good. And they do have a digital nomad visa that launched in 2024. The income requirement for that is about 30,000 a year. So that's roughly about 2,500 a year. 2,500 per month. So that's doable. And again, definitely within my budget. I'd definitely be checking out the digital nomad visa, which would give me, I think, a year there and seeing if I would want to stay even longer. Quality of life. Okay. English. Okay. It is limited outside of tourist areas, so I would definitely need Italian since I'm going to be, exploring a little bit more of the dirty South in Italy and those less touristy areas. Healthcare, excellent public healthcare, very affordable. We love that. Safety. It says generally safe petty crimes in cities. One of the things I learned is that there's high unemployment in more of the southern region of Italy. And so while it's not a causation, there's a correlation that usually high unemployment, right, correlates to more petty crime. So I, again, would have to kind of see for myself to see what that looks like. and how to navigate that. Expat community. It's a growing digital nomad community in the South. So that would be really great to see and experience. Now, the time zones, it's 6 hours ahead of the East Coast time zone. So it's right in line with Kenya because Kenya was about 7 to 8 hours ahead of East Coast time zone. So I definitely have to adjust my work schedule, but doable. Italy has a slower pace of life, right? So that means, you know, if I need to get documents and permits and things of that nature, it's going to be at a slower pace. At a slower pace. Italy has very much a siesta culture, so that midday things close up. So, yeah, I think maybe as an American, I could get to really like that. I could really get to like welcome that and, relax a little bit more. So, not not a bad thing. Now the infrastructure, internet is probably going to be slow in smaller towns. Public transportation is limited in rural areas, and some areas are underdeveloped. So I'd really have to do a lot more deep diving because this is just a brief like overview of research I did. But I'd have to do a little bit more deep diving to find those more developed areas to settle in. I'd definitely be open to exploring the underdeveloped areas, but when it comes to the infrastructure and access to internet in order to work as a remote worker, a freelancer, I would definitely need stable internet. So living would be more in those more developed areas, and exploring. I could, do a weekend or a week, exploring more of the undeveloped areas. Saw a lot of it's saying in my research that it's more traditional and conservative in the rural South, and that to me, as a Black woman, when I hear the words traditional and conservative when it comes to different cultures and ways of being, excuse me, to me, and again, I'm speaking specifically as a Black woman in my experience, that usually is cold or not cold, but that usually means um, higher experiences with racism, right? Again, this is my experience as someone who has traveled, to over 20 countries, as someone who lives in America, born and raised American. And so, yeah, when I hear traditional and conservative, it usually means I may have to deal, right? There will be more experiences or interactions that may be racially charged. And even from the research that I saw about Black women exploring Italy, it was mixed. Some women had an incredible time, and some women not so much. And in all honesty, I think that's just a part of life. Like when you go anywhere or you do anything, right? Some people may have one experience, and other people may have a totally different experience. There are some places that I've went where other people are like, I would never go. I experienced so much racism, and I'm like, oh, I didn't experience any of that. So my experience may be different from someone else's, and their experience may be different from mine. But it, again, as a Black woman, as a solo Black woman traveling, that and looking to move abroad long term, that's something that I would really do a lot more deep diving into, to identify if that's a place I want to be, or again, if it's just a place I visit and then move on. As someone who navigates racism here in America, uh, especially under the administration that we're under, right? Again, I don't want to jump from one fire to another. So I would have to do a lot more deep diving into that. And then, even honestly, I also, you know, go there to visit, see what my experience is like, and then decide if it's the place for me to stay or again move on. Other than that, yeah, I think Italy is definitely a place worth visiting. Um, and I'll give you my rating about if I could live there. Let's finish up this dish, try it out, and then I'll give you my overall assessment of if I could definitely live there and what that rating would be. Let's go. Okay, it's done. It looks good. It smells good, and I feel like I feel like it's going to be amazing. I feel like it is. I let's get into this. Wow, that looks good. Simple ingredients. Let's see. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. All right. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot of. Ooh, that's a lot of red crushed pepper. That's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. 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 I think I did my big one with this. I think I did. Hmm. I think I did my big one with this. Now, I would add a little bit more salt, but I feel like the pasta is cooked perfectly. Um, that red crushed pepper and that garlic really comes through. I like everything about this dish. So, yeah, I like everything about this dish. I like how simple it was. And like I said before, to me, when it comes to ingredients with less, when it comes to dishes with less ingredients, to me, it means that the technique has to be perfection. And I'm not saying I'm Italian, baby, but I think I did that. I think I did that. Listen, I hope the Italians are proud of me. Okay, it. Let me tell you, it took everything in me. Okay, you saw in the video where the pasta didn't fit in the first pot. It took everything in me not to break that pasta in half to make it fit. Okay, so Italians, I hope I did y'all proud because I really did want to just crack that in half and put it in there, but I said no. Let me not disrespect the culture. Let me not disrespect the people. Let me get a bigger pot. So from my research, okay, uh, this is what they call cucina povera, which translates to peasant cooking, right? This is uh, like a pantry staple kind of dish, right? This is I ain't got it pasta, okay? This all we got in the house, pasta, okay? I got a pack of noodles, some seasonings, and a little bit of olive oil, pasta. This is I don't get paid till next week, pasta, but I need to eat tonight, pasta. This is food, pasta. This is as long as I owe you, you'll never go broke, pasta, because I ain't got it to give. This is, I'll put five on it, pasta. Okay, this is really like I'm on my last pasta, right? And this is I need this to stretch me for the week until I get to payday on Friday, pasta. And that's what I love about it. It really makes me think of like, and I feel like they have this in every sort of culture where you have those dishes, right? Not the celebratory ones that you make for a wedding or an anniversary, or the multi ingredients um, dishes that cost a lot to make. This is very much. This is not palau, okay? Palau was an expensive dish because cardamom is expensive, baby. But this is very much like I'm gonna eat good, but like this is what I got, okay? And I'm gonna make it work. And I feel like every culture has that. It makes me think of my grandmother, like when I was younger, and my mom, and they'd be like, look in the kitchen, see what we got to make for dinner, and I'd be like, oh, it ain't nothing in here, right? I see a bag of rice and other random stuff, and I'd be like, well, I don't got nothing to eat, like, and they would go in there and take those minimal ingredients and make a whole meal out of it, and it would be the best meal ever. And I feel like this is that. This is that. Let's talk about my rating. And if I could actually see myself living there, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, right? So yeah, I think I'd give it a seven, a solid 7 out of 10. For me, in my brief research, I saw some things that concerned me about the experiences of some Black women versus experiences of other Black women. So and Black people in general. So I definitely would want to touch down and like experience that myself, especially because I would be steering clear from many of the more touristy areas, right, where it probably is less likely to happen versus me being more in the more affordable areas, ergo less touristy, ergo, maybe I'm one of the few Black people that people there have ever seen. So I would take that into consideration. And again, in those smaller areas, I'd also have to worry about internet, the strength of the internet there. And so, yeah, it would be worth me going there for a visit, definitely. And it may even be worth me exploring that 1 year digital nomad visa, which is renewable. But yeah, it would be worth me exploring there. So anyway, thanks for joining me for another episode. Italy, we are ending this episode with a solid 7. And overall, my savings progress so far is at a solid 7%. 7 must be my lucky number today. And I'm proud of my progress and my financial journey. I'm proud of how this meal turned out because this was chef's kiss. And um, it was enjoyable to learn more about Italy, Italian culture, and what it would be like to both live there and visit there. And so here's to Italy. If you have ever been to Italy and have experienced the culture and have some suggestions, advice, tips, resources, comment down below and help a girl out. If you are Italian, okay, and I did this dish right, let me know. If I did it wrong, let me know with grace. It's grace. And if you have some areas of Italy that you think when I go to visit that I should definitely explore, let your girl know. This was a good fifth episode. Give me some thoughts about episode number 6. I haven't settled on a location yet. I don't know if we're going to stay on the European continent or if we're going to hop over to somewhere else. But give me some thoughts. Give me some thoughts. Anyway, this was enjoyable. Again, thank you for joining me for episode number 5. I'm about to tear this up. Peace out.